All right, welcome into Forest Acres Classic here for the Forest Acres Classic. It's day 4 here at Falcon Field. As you can already tell, it's been a long couple days for me, but we are so excited to finish this one out, including what you have before you is a preview of a region-deciding series next week. River Bluff and Lexington will get now 4 straight games against each other. They will be no strangers to each other. They usually never are anyway. But of course, they are going to get it to bless us with a great game, hopefully on tap today. So I'm going to go put some music on back behind me, turn that down a little bit, so we're going to talk about this one. We came out a little late, it being at 10 a.m., so we are waking up. But let's have some fun. River Bluff, the designated away team. Lexington, the designated home team. It'll be a Tuesday game to start the series for River Bluff and Lexington at River Bluff. So let's see in the first of 4. Of course, this will not count toward the region, just in case anyone was wondering. This will just be a non-region game, meaning this has no really major implications except other than the fact of they get to see each other for the first time. All right, let's rock and roll to the starting lineups. Leading it off for the River Bluff Gators, it's the left fielder, Banks Alexander. On the bump today, the 2-hole hitting Walker Godwin. Dom Norton will start in the hole. He's at playing first. Cleaning up will be Maddox Free, the third baseman. Right field, batting 5th, Ashley Powell. Catcher, batting 6th, it's Trip Hutto. The 7th hitting Mac Raines is DHing today. Zach Ortiz in the 8-hole, he's playing 2nd. And 9th in center is Andrew Rye here for the Gators. They have no, well, actually, excuse me, they do have a DH. Their shortstop, Ab Wilkerson, will be there. And let's go through the now lineup for the Lexington Wildcats, the designated home team. Behind the dish, it's Toby Soborowski, moving in from left from yesterday. Logan Blight, he's batting 2nd, playing 3rd. Christian Spivey, the first baseman, doing the honors, batting, or like Blight's in 2nd, Spivey batting 3rd. Cromer in center field, he's batting cleanup. Lincoln Hill, he will be the 5th hole hitting left fielder. Batting 6th, the right fielder Grant Kistner. 7th, DH Alan Hegler. 8th, batting in playing 2nd base Graham Coleman. And 9th, the shortstop Bryce Mobley. On the bump for the Wildcats, it's Braden Studebaker. Studebaker will be making his now 7th start of the season. All right, in a region preview of next week that will decide the winner. It's River Bluff Lexington, round 1 of 4. This one a little less stakes than the next couple, but you know bragging rights will definitely be on hand no matter how that one goes. Left-handed Studebaker comes set. The right-handed Banks Alexander steps in. We are underway here in Game 15 of the Forest Acres Classic as it goes straight to the backstop. It will be 1-0 here to start this game. The 1-0 is called, strike 1. On the inside part of the pitch. By zone to the zone. So 1-1 the count now. Southpaw Studebaker will come home. Call, strike 2, off speed on the outside edge. Got to shut out the Diamond Prospects radar gun again. They are back after they left for the AC Flora Airport game with Sam McCutcheon throwing. It's not really hard to, to know what he throws. The 1-2. Missed a tad inside. Looked like maybe a heater or a changeup. It's 2-2. Alexander comes into today hitting 2 for 11 this tournament. The 2-2 to him. Elevated fastball. It's a full count here in the first batter of the game. One of the most talented freshmen in the state awaits Studebaker. The southpaw will wheel and deal. The payoff is popped foul. We'll do it one more time. Well, the junior on the hill has a 4-2 record over 25 in the 3rd innings, making now his 7th start of the season. A 2.48 ERA with 15 strikeouts, only compared to 13 walks. He will get his first start in over a week. As the payoff one more time is skipped in, Alexander works a leadoff walk here for the Gators. The usual shortstop for the Gators will now come up as a pitcher here. He'll try to get the Gators going in the opening inning. Godwin has been the everyday shortstop here for the Gators this tournament, coming in hitting .311 today. Studebaker fires to the righty and he pops it foul. Straight back, Soborowski will have no play. It gets out of play. Godwin coming in with 1 and 10 here in the Forest Acres Classic, but 2 RBIs. Very much can hit in the clutch if needed to be. It's 0-1 the count. Picking off back at first, Studebaker, the southpaw, has a good look at Alexander, but wasn't able to get him there. Banks has 6 stolen bags this season. It's not first on this team, but it is tied for first with the man at the dish, Walker Godwin. And now Soborowski will come and talk to the junior Studebaker. Now, these two teams, of course, played a set of games last year. It was won by Lexington en route to their state championship win later that year. Lexington lost the middle game, won the first 2. Of course, that last game, 16-12, I'm sure every fan remembers from there. The 0-1 is flied into left center field. Cromer will settle under it and make the one-handed grab. There's one away. Cromer has made some great plays in center already this tournament. That one was routine for him, as now Dom Norton will come up. Dom, I believe, was the all-tournament selection here for the Gators yesterday. Christian Spivey dons the honors over at first for the Wildcats. Southpaw v. Southpaw, first pitch from Studebaker. Called, strike 1, change up on the inside edge. Well, Dom won the all-tournament honors here so far for these Gators after he's had a nice tournament. 4 for 10 with 2 RBIs. The lefty awaits. Off speed in the dirt, ball 1. 1-1 the count, 1 gone. Runner at first, Banks Alexander here in the opening frame.
Make it count, Dom. Moving.
Dom 4 for 10, 2 RBIs, 2 strikeouts here in the Forest Acres Classic. He awaits the 1-1. Elevated fastball. Norton able to hold the swing back. It's now 2-1. Of course, after Norton, it's Maddox Free and Ashley Powell if it gets that far. Gators looking to strike first against one of their rivals. 2-1, swung on and missed. Looks like a slider low for strike 2. It'll be 2-2. Of course, respectful rivals here. These two teams have been playing for years and doing battle for that region here on the Diamond over the last decade. As the 2-2 from Studebaker will be on the way. Off speed, just a tad upstairs. Ball 3. Tight strike zone here early. It's 3-2, 1 gone. You know, we've seen the strike zone all over the place. One of my favorite things about baseball, every umpire strike zone is different. The payoff one more time. That one is lately tapped foul to the right side. It'll be 3-2 again. There's been games earlier this week where the outside pitch was not called or just a surface side of the plate really wasn't called. This time it seems like the upstairs pitches are going to be left upstairs. Of course, it's only the first inning. That strike zone could change throughout the game. Before we get to the payoff with pickoff back at first, Alexander slides back safely. Alexander has, again, 6 stolen bags. However, he also has been thrown out twice. It's going to be hard to steal with a lefty on the hill. He doesn't go. The payoff. That one's grounded to the left side of the infield through the hole for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting from Norton. Outside pitch, just put it where they weren't. The first hit of the game puts runners at first and second for River Bluff with nobody out. Of course, everyone will be wanting to know. My group chat has been going crazy this morning trying to figure out our fantasy punishment for next year. Last year, we sent one of my good friends on a 27-hour train ride round trip to Baltimore. Seemed like he had fun. Not really, but you never know. Well, it's the right-handed Maddox Free who digs in. Called strike 1. Low fastball. There to the cleanup hitting third baseman. Another right-handed batter here for Studebaker. River Bluff trying to strike early here against Studebaker. The first 0-1. That one's popped to the right side. Soborowski, the catcher, will give chase, but he runs it around. 0-2 the count, one gone. Runners at first and second here for River Bluff in the opening frame of the game. The 0-2. That one's grounded to the right side of the infield. Nobody there to cover. It'll get in the right field. Coach Bonnet will give the stop sign to Alexander. Back-to-back singles from Norton and Free will load the bases here with nobody, with one out, excuse me.
Up next, River Bluff. Number 3, Ashley Powell.
Good pieces of hitting, both Free and Norton, just putting the ground ball through the infield as Coleman and Mobley, the shortstop and second baseman, were playing up the middle. Now Ashley Powell trying to bring home the game's first run. The right-handed right fielder today has coming in. He's been on the mound. He's played pitcher, I guess is the correct terminology in a way, but he's been on the mound here for the Gators as well this tournament. The southpaw comes home to the righty. First pitch is called, strike one, curveball on the outside edge.
Good job, AP.
Ashley 2 for 9 this tournament. He's made a couple of spectacular fielding plays, notably against AC Florida. Rob Dylan Hernandez would have been a bases clearing double. The 0-1 is popped foul. It'll be 0-2. Of course, that double came around the 5th inning where Hernandez socked one to deep right field. Powell made a over-the-shoulder basket grab. It was 2 out, so everyone was running, meaning would have probably cleared the bases barring a miraculous throw from Powell from all the way in dead right. 0-2 to the junior. He flies that one to the right side to stay alive. It'll go out of play. After Powell, it's the catcher, Trip Hutto. Lexington and Braden Studemaker, trying to work out of trouble here in the first. 0-2 the count, one gone. Bases juiced in the opening frame. We're still scoreless, but maybe not for long. Studemaker fires. The elevated heater is chopped to the first baseman, Spivey. He'll come home. It's a good play for Soborowski. No throw at first. But the Reed runner is cut down for out number 2. It's the second out of the inning here at home. Nice play from Spivey. Didn't panic, went home with it. And now it's Trip Hutto trying to produce here in the clutch. Bases juiced, 2 away here for the left-handed catcher. Hutto got the day off behind the dish. He was able to DH yesterday. Now he's back. Still been an everyday lineup piece here for the Gators in this Forest Acres Classic. The lefty digs in the right. The left-hander comes home. First curveball's right down the middle for strike one.
Hey, ready, Trip. Just move them, Trip. Just move them. Make it count. Make it count.
Hutto 3 for 8 this tournament. A double and 4 RBIs. And one of their best hitters for the Gators. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's 0-2. Studemaker has allowed 2 hits in the inning, 1 walk. He's looking for his first punch out. He's ahead of the catcher. 0-2. Infield playing back against him. Studemaker will fire. The 0-2 is low in the right-handed box. It's a first ball of the count. Not a bad pitch, though, trying to get Hutto to expand the zone.
Make it count.
Better job from Hutto, just to lay off. The southpaw deals, the 1-2. That one's grounded to the right side, through the hole for a base knock. 1 run will score, getting the windmill around third is 3. The throw to the plate to Soborowski is in time. Nice play from the Lexington defense to try to gun down the second run of the inning. Free gets now their second out of the inning at home plate, and that will retire the side. But the Gators strike an RBI single for Hutto, makes it 1-0 when we return. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. Our amazing PA announcer saying the starting lineups for the second to last time today on this beautiful Thursday morning. Championship Thursday in this third place matchup between River Bluff and Lexington. The first pitch to Soborowski from Godwin is lined in the right field. Right at Ashley Powell, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Up next, number 12, Logan Blight.
Well, the line out here to start the day here for the Wildcats brings up Logan Blight. Well, as the Gators know for sure after being here now, their trying to be here for their 9th straight year, excuse me. And now showing bunt is Blight is high for ball 1. Lexington is finding out, pitching at a premium here in the Forest Acres Classic. Walker Godwin has not made a start this season. He makes his first start today, coming in usually as a reliever / closer. The 1-0 is called strike 1, low in the zone. Walker's already pitched in this Classic against Airport, earned the save. We're an inning of scoreless work with a strikeout. Now the right-hander will fire home the 1-1. Ball outside against the righty, a little low and away. It's ball 2. Well, it's the top of the Wildcat order. Soborowski, Blight, and Spivey here in the bottom of the first. It's a dangerous order that provided their run support yesterday against the Miller School in a thriller. If you were unable to watch that, I suggest you go back and listen to it. It was one of the greatest games I've had the privilege of calling. Pitchers dueling for the first 5 innings, and all of a sudden the hits came in the 6th. Lexington almost had a big-time chance to win it. However, it just came up short at the end. 2-2, swung on and missed. Breaking ball in the dirt. There's 2 away. Well, Godwin rolling through this Lexington lineup early. 6 pitches, 2 gone now for Christian Spivey.
Up next for the Wildcats, number 13.
The left-handed hulking first baseman. One of the big reasons his Wildcat team was so successful in the Forest Acres Classic. Spivey 5 for 10, 3 RBIs. He was all tournament. The right-handed Godwin fires. It's a breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. Of course, after this, I know you're all River Bluff and Lexington fans. You definitely want to turn into the Miller AC Flora game. It's a rematch of the 11-inning affair they had last season. The 1-0 is inside ball 2. When I say yesterday's Miller-Lexington game was one of the greatest games I've had the privilege of calling, that one probably is above it, with AC Flora and Miller going 11 innings, a 4-hour affair. And of course, high school games are only 7 innings. The 2-0 fastball misses a little up high. It's ball 3. That first pitch will be at 1. Right now, Lexington and River Bluff playing for their first of 4 straight. The 3-0. Not a pitch for Spivey to hit. It's ball 4. You'll get the 2-out walk. Well, it doesn't get any easier. You go from Spivey to Cromer. Cromer having almost as equally good of a tournament. 5 just for 9, 4 RBIs, and 1 homer. The future South Carolina Gamecock will dig in with Spivey on first and 2 gone. River Bluff shaded Spivey to the right. Now they're shading Cromer to the left, the team that shifts the most here in the Forest Acres Classic. First pitch curveball is called. Strike 1 on the inside part of the plate in this right-handed showdown. Godwin trying to work through the heart of the order now with Spivey on first. The 0-1 Spivey fakes the steal. It's in the dirt. Hutto came up firing instead. You'll have to throw it back to the pitcher. It'll be 1-1. Nice job from Hutto behind the dish, able to glove that one. Not an easy ball in the dirt. If it got away, Spivey would already faked it, so you got to imagine he was going to be taking off. 1's on the way. Called strike 2. Changeup on the outside edge makes it 1-2 here against Cromer. Godwin wasn't allowed an earned run and is now making his 6th appearance. He'll come set. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Elevated fastball for strikeout number 1 of the day, or strikeout number 2 of the day, excuse me, and out number 3 here in the first. He gets the heart of the Lexington order as it's a 1-0 lead going to the top of the second. Bear with me here on the final day of the Forest Acres Classic. Welcome back here to the final day here in the Forest Acres Classic, game 13 of 14 here.
Matt Rain.
It's a preview of a series that will decide the region next week. They'll play now 4 straight after deciding to play this third place matchup here, showing you how prestigious the Forest Acres Classic is. Lefty on writing, leading it off as a DH Mac Rains. First pitch to him, misses a little wide. He holds the bat back. It's 1-0. Well, Rains coming off of a day where he hit his first homer yesterday of the season with a shot against the Hammond School. The 1-0 is foul tipped into the glove. It's strike 1. Looked like a changeup on the outside edge from Braden Studebaker, who's back on the hill, the southpaw. It's now 1-1. The 1-1 is called. Strike 2. Fastball on the inside edge. The 1-2 is foul tipped back, and we'll do it again. Rains coming into the Forest Acres Classic, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Of course, one of those hits came yesterday with a home run. The 1-2. Off speed misses away. Good eye from the right-hander. It's now 2s. Well, it's 7, 8, 9 here for River Bluff due up in the second. Rains, Ortiz, Rye. Studebaker, he'll work. The 2-2. That one's high, flew into center field. Playable for Cromer. He'll take a couple steps in and make the grab. There's one away.
Up next for River Bluff, number 9, Zach Ortiz.
Now it's Zach Ortiz due up.
Get it going, buddy.
Ortiz batting 8th in the lineup today. We'll step into the right-handed box with 1 gone and nobody on here in at the top of the second. Waking up. First pitch, a fastball upstairs, ball 1. So this is my excuse yesterday. You know, it was Wednesday and I've been here for a while. This is my excuse. It's even more relevant today. The 1-0. Elevated off speed. It's 2-0. You know, I'm here early, and of course, you know, day 4, earlier than usual. So, trying to still wake up, I guess, in a way. The 2-0. Called strike 1. Heater on the inside part of the plate against the right-handed Ortiz. Ortiz 1 for 5 here in the Classic is the 2-1. That one's check swing down the first base line. It will trickle foul before Spivey can reach it. Of course, that brings back to one of the greatest plays. Well, one of the greatest plays, one of the more heads-up plays I've ever seen. You know, Logan Blight playing at third was way in the hole. There was a ball that was topped yesterday. It hit foul, but you know those viral videos where it kind of rolls back into play. Blight was able to pick up on it and had to basically sprint it down in foul territory. The 2-2 is popped foul. Ortiz fights off an elevated off speed. It's now 2-2, still here with 1 gone. 1-0 lead for River Bluff. They were able to grab that after the RBI single from Hutto. Scored 1. The 2-2 is popped foul yet again. Ortiz staying alive. Ortiz, a senior, hitting .262 this season. 9 RBIs, 3 doubles. Trying for some one-out base running here. 2s. Swung on and missed. Heater on the outside edge. There's 2 away.
Now batting number 5, Andrew Rye.
It's good for Studebaker's first strikeout of the morning. Now it's Andrew Rye batting 9th, playing in center. Righty on lefty as a southpaw will come to the rubber with 2 away now. First pitch, fastball, stays in tight. It's ball 1. The junior, one of the better hitters in the lineup, hitting .367. Looking to flip it over for Banks Alexander, waiting on deck. The 1-0 is popped to the right side, foul. Rye knows he missed it. It's now 1-1. You can always tell when a hitter knows they just fouled off a pitch they could have crushed. Spivey was like that yesterday against the Miller School. The 1-1. Fastball stays away. It's ball 2. Because that's when you get with talented hitters. They think they can square everything up. And Rye, no different. 3 RBIs so far this season. Here in the Classic, he's 3 for 6 with an RBI. The 2-1 is popped foul. We'll do it again. It's going to be 2-2 now with 2 gone. In the top of the second. Nobody on for the 9-hole, Andrew Rye. Two from Studebaker. Call, strike 3. Heater clips the inside part of the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts end the frame. It's a 1-0 lead for River Bluff going to the bottom of the second inning here. I'm going to put some background music on, and we're going to talk about our sponsors here a couple more times. As you know, the Forest Acres Classic winds down. We still want to give them a special shout-out for sponsoring the Forest Acres Classic this year as well as last year as well. Of course, the first one we talk about all the time is the Richland Post 215. I know both of these teams have played Legion, so this should not be a surprise of what Legion baseball is, but we'll go over anyway. Legion baseball is high school baseball at the most competitive level here in the state. It's a summer baseball league that will combine basically an all-star team in the, if you will. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure what's on the screen. It's all right though. But yeah, no, some of those competitive high school leagues, everyone, you know, the 215, they build character as well as baseball players with some of the top talent in the state, as well as some of the top coaching you can offer. Minor league coaches, former D1 coaches, and former MLB coaches. So join the Richland 215 or your local Legion Post by scanning that QR code on your screen. Of course, both of these teams apply for the Lexington Legion. That's Post 7. Well, we go from the 215 to the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. They're a local dumpster company that operates here in the Midlands of South Carolina. They'll bring a dumpster to you, and you'll fill it up, and they'll take it away. It's so simple and easy. Go to www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com or call the number 803-783-6834 to book your dumpster today. Well, as I've been doing really well lately with these ad reads, it's lining up as of nicely.
Leading off for the Wildcats, number 10, Lincoln Hill.
All right, music is off, so we should be good. So after Studebaker get a strikeout looking to end the top of the second, now the Lexington Wildcats will look to respond here in the bottom of the second and try to at least tie or maybe take the lead. It'll be 5-6-7 here against Walker Godwin. The right-hander fires home the first pitch. Fastball low, ball 1. Again, Godwin usually more of a reliever, but the Forest Acres Classic stretches pitching to its maximum as the 1-0 heaters wide, ball 2. 2-0 count as the shift will gone. Infield moves to the left. Norton, playing on the right side of the infield, comes in towards the grass here against the right-handed hitter. The 2-0 is a fastball that stays away. It's ball 3. Lincoln Hill way ahead of here Walker Godwin. Hill 3 for 8 this tournament. He shows bunt the 3-0. Off speed, stays upstairs. A 4-pitch walk to lead off the bottom of the second.
Up next, number 5, Grant Kistner.
It'll bring up the Erskine commit, Grant Kistner. Hill, the Flow Dar commit, will be at first. Grant Kistner, the Erskine commit. The day 1 starter here at the Forest Acres Classic will step into the right-handed box. Before we get a pitch to him, though, Godwin will look like, so he stepped off, but he didn't throw it back, and now Coach Bonnett's going to come talk to, I think, Godwin. It's going to be a balk that will move Hill into scoring position. He would be the tying run of the game here for the Wildcats. Yeah, Hill did not throw the ball. One of those you have to, once you make your move, you have to do something with it. You're able to fake the throw if you're like stationary. However, Godwin made a move towards first and then didn't go to first. Or he may have made a whole move home. You get my drift. Well, first pitch to the right-handed Kistner. Godwin now with a runner in scoring position, and this time he steps off and looks the runner back. Gators in their black and greens, Lexington in their yellow and blues. The first pitch is a swung on and missed. Heater on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Flora, our commit on second. 6 stolen bags so far this season. He was gunned down against the Miller School yesterday, though. It's one of the 2 times he's been thrown out trying to steal. Kistner tries to throw a bunt. It goes to third. It gets by the glove of Free into left field. That will score the first run of the game. It will be an error on Free, I believe, after he was unable to grab the throw from Hutto as he throws down to third. It was a bunt. It probably was a bunt and run, if you will, so it's going to be 1-1 the count, but probably was a bunt and run. Excuse me, I didn't update the scoreboard. So, again, bunt and run, but the bunt was pulled back by Kistner. I don't think that was intentional. However, it was a inerrant throw to third, or I guess more of an error on Free, and now the next pitch is grounded to the shortstop. It eats away at Wilkerson. It'll get into shallow left, so Kistner will go to first. The second straight error here on the Gators. This time it's knee 6.
Up next for the Wildcats, designated hitter number 32, Alan Hegler.
Now it's the DH Alan Hegler, who has started his Lexington career very hot. He's now played 6 games, hitting .474 over 19 at-bats. It's also his on-base percentage. He's not been hit or drawn a walk. Righty on righty. Still nobody gone here in the bottom of the second. Now a 1-1 game here between the Wildcats and the Gators. Teams that will play for the series and the region next week. They'll play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, as the top 2 teams in Region 4 of 5A here in South Carolina doing battle here, and a preview of that. The first pitch to Hegler is low, called strike 1. It's a fastball. So Hill already scored. He came around after the leadoff walk. Now Kistner at first, Hegler at the dish, Coleman waiting on deck, and then a 9-hole Mobley waiting in the hole. The 0-1. Curveball stays up high. It's ball 1. So the run will technically not be an earned run against Godwin since it was an error. Godwin still not allowing an earned run so far this season through his first 9 2/3. The 1-1. That one's chopped softly to the right side, but there's nobody there. Ortiz had to go cover second. It was a fake steal from Kistner, and it works to perfection. That's another hit. Well, I guess the first hit of the game. Excuse me, not another hit. It's another hit in this game, but the first hit today now for the Wildcats. Now will be time called. Coach Bonnet will come talk to Godwin here with runners at first and second. Still nobody out. We'll be right back. After the leadoff walk came around and scored on the error on the third baseman Free, then an error on the shortstop. It got Kistner aboard. Hegler just hit it where they weren't. Shot through the right side of the infield for another hit for the young freshman. And now corners are in. Nobody gone here for Graham Coleman. He's playing second today in the right-handed box as the right-handed Godwin will look back the runners. This could be easily a sacrifice bunt situation for the Lexington Wildcats and trying to move the go-ahead runners closer here in this ball game. It's a 1-1 affair in the bottom of the second. Godwin fires right on cue. Coleman bunts. It's right back to the pitcher. Godwin eats the ball. Now no one covers first. And we're late play. Ortiz made the late cover at first. It is good for out number 1. Both runners advance. Godwin, I thought he had a chance to get the lead runner going to third, but he second-guessed himself. Now it is good for out 1. It's a sacrifice bunt. Ortiz had a late cover of the second baseman after it was bunted back to the pitcher. Norton didn't get back to cover. So runners at second and third, 1 gone here for the 9-hole Bryce Mobley. Mobley, a successful return to the lineup yesterday, went 1 for 2 with a walk. It's one of those big-time runners that scored against the Miller School yesterday in that big 4-run 6th inning. That was eventually responded by the Miller School with a 5-run 6th inning. Love baseball here. Righty on righty, first pitch. Off speed call, strike one, dotted on the outside part of the plate. Godwin trying to work out of trouble here in the second. It's a 1-1 game between these region foes. Godwin trying to keep it that way. The 0-1. Called strike two, off speed again on the outside edge. Godwin needing his best pitches, places two of his best so far this morning. It's now 0-2, the count with one gone. Orton, the first baseman, creeps in. The 0-2. That one's highly chopped to the right side. Godwin, I'm trying to look at first. Ortiz covers the late throw, is in time. Another late cover for Ortiz worked, but it is an RBI ground out for Mobley. A 2-1 lead for the Wildcats after the high chopper, allowing Kistner to come home and score. That was softly tapped and a high chopper back to Godwin. Again, the second baseman, Ortiz, had to come around and cover first after Norton charged as well. He successfully does so and barely gets Mobley out. Look at this weird 1-4 play for the second straight time. Now it's the leadoff hitters, Toby Soborowski back in there. The right-hander takes a curveball inside for ball one. That was technically another unearned run against Walker Godwin, as that was an error earlier in the inning that Kistner reached on. The 1-0 changeup is swung on and missed. It's 1-1. The 1-1 is a fastball away. It's now ball two. That's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. Scoreboard problems. There we go. The 2-1. Some missed, I guess, a little up high. Ball three. As I said earlier today, that looked like the high pitch is not being called. That one follows suit. It's now a 3-1 count with two gone. First base is open, but a runner on third for Lexington, and the dangerous part of the order up after Soborowski, who probably is included in that as well. Fastball is high, ball four, gets to the backstop. However, Hector didn't read it well, so he has to stay at third. It's a two-out walk. The second walk of the inning now puts runners at the corners here for the dangerous Logan Blight.
Running at first base for the Wildcats, number 7, Jones Bell.
Jones Bell will be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Soborowski. It'll be Logan Blight, who went down swinging his first go-around against Godwin. Now he comes up with runners at the corners and two gone. Lexington has a 2-1 lead here against River Bluff in the bottom of the second. They're looking to add on, create some chaos here. Godwin fires. First pitch high and inside. Hutto will throw it back to the mound, and trying to bait that throw is Bell. He has to just retreat to first. It's a great job from the Wildcat defense, but Bell's got to break for a second there. Try to continue to try to bait that throw. The 1-0. Fastball low, ball two. Oops, that was not what I wanted to do either. There we go. Godwin one pitch from getting out of this jam. Runners at the corners. Lexington in the middle of the order trying to add to it. Blight at the dish. The right-hander leaves one high. Jones will take second. Again, Hutto just throwing back to the mound. However, that is a 3-0 count. Now first base is open for Blight, but you really don't want to put him on because the dangerous Christian Spivey awaits on deck. The all-tournament selection for the Wildcats. The 3-0. Fastball in tight, ball four. Four-pitch walk and back-to-back. Load the bases now for Christian Spivey. Bases juiced for Christian Spivey. Spivey walked his first go-around. He already has an over 500 base average. He gets on base 36% of the time, 53% if you catch my drift. Got to talk coherently somehow this morning. Still only 10:30. Godwin, the right-hander, will come home. The first pitch to the southpaw stays upstairs. Off speed for ball 1.
Go get him, Walt. Come on, Walt.
Challenge him, Walker. Let's go. Come on.
Spivey, one of the best players in the sophomore class, a top 5 prospect here in the Palmetto State. He has 10 RBIs in his last 19 at-bats, and now 11 of his last 19. The left-hander's been raking. He'll look to continue to do so here against the Gators. The 1-0. Elevated heater, ball 2. There is some action getting going in this Gator bullpen. Looks to be Peyton Hewitt warming up, potentially going to come on for his second straight day of work. Of course, it doesn't get any easier if you walk Spivey. Brandon Cromer awaits on deck. The 2-0. Fastball called, strike 1 to the top half of the zone. Good pitch from Walker. After 6 straight balls, he finds the zone. Two and one, the right-hander. Usual closer trying to work out of danger here. Bases juiced, 2 gone in the bottom of the second. 2-1 lead for the Wildcats over the Gators, and a preview of what will decide the region next week. A 3-game set that was won by Lexington last year. River Bluff trying to take it this year. The 2-1. That one's grounded over to the second baseman. Ortiz hits him down on his chest. He has to make the quick throw and can't make it. Everybody's safe. A late bounce will be ruled as an error. It is the 3rd run of the game for the Wildcats. Bases are still juiced now for Brandon Cromer.
Number 2, Brandon Cromer.
Next play. Let's go. Come on.
Go get him, Walker.
Infield will shift to the left. Ortiz was able to bat it down, but couldn't make the throw to first. Now bases are juiced for the Carolina commit, Brandon Cromer. Cromer already has a homer this classic. Would love a grand slam here to really bury the Gators early. The first pitch is check swing to the right side, but Ortiz, second baseman, is playing up the middle. The quick throw to first is in time. By half a step, he throws out Cromer. And that will do it in the second. 9 Wildcats come to bat, 3 come across. A 3-1 lead for the Wildcats as we go to the top of the 3rd, right here in the Forest Acres Classic. All right, sorry, y'all. Well, it took a little longer than I meant to, but 1-1 the count. Lefty on righty as Banks Alexander comes up. The 1-1 off speed stays away against the righty. It's 2-1. Two and one is pop foul. It's now 2-2. Unfortunately, when I just do some wind sprints, that's where my asthma really comes into play. That's why I never really got a chance to Played sports, unfortunately, growing up. I tried my best, but it'd be pretty winded early. The 2-2. That one's lined in the left center field. That will drop for extra bases. Alexander, so good at what he does. A leadoff double. That'll almost get away into the infield, but the first baseman, Spivey, cutting it off near the second base bag. Well, Alexander was already impressive. Team high, 6 doubles. He now has 7. He gaps one to left center, and now Walker Godwin will come up with nobody gone here in the top of the 3rd. Don't get me wrong, of course, going back to my previous point, I still did play sports as a kid. I just never was able to be very good at them. Well, a couple. I was all right at baseball. Nothing compared to anyone here on the field, though. Well, it's the pitcher, Walker Godwin, stepping in for the 2nd time today. He flew out the center his first go-around. Now the righty inherits a runner on 2nd. The left-handed Studebaker fires home. It's inside. Fastball, ball 1. Alexander standing at 2nd. That's his first double of the tournament. Again, now a team-high 7 doubles for him. That's to his impressive freshman resume. The 1-0. That one's grounded to the left side of the infield. That will drop for a base knock. Hill will get it in quickly, but back-to-back hits, but runners at the corners here with nobody out in the top of the 3rd.
Now batting number 7, Dominique Norton.
Well, it's the all-tournament selection here for the Gators. Who gets a crack at Studebaker yet again? Before that, Coach Faulkner will come out and talk to his pitcher. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. Well, as I'm literally finally able to catch my breath, figuratively, it's still being held. Runners at the corners, nobody gone here in the top of the 3rd. A 3-0 lead for Lexington is being threatened by its now Dom Norton. The all-tournament left-handed first baseman will dig in with nobody gone. Studebaker, the southpaw, will come home. The first pitch to Norton. Curveball inside, ball 1. It's been a tight zone here early. Godwin and Studebaker both feeling the effects of it. The 1-0. Elevated fastball. It's now 2-0. It's the dangerous part of the Gator order, of course, the heart of it. Norton at the plate, free on deck, Powell waiting in the hole. Gators trying to strike back after they lost the lead in the bottom half of the 2nd. The 2-0 is called. Strike 1, a curveball on the inside part of the zone. Well, Norton, he had a single back in the first where he came around to score the only run for the Gators. It's now his 5th hit here in the Classic. The 2-1 to him. Fastball up around the eyes. It's ball 3. Well, 2nd technically is open. Unfortunately, it would load the bases for the Wildcats and Bryden Studebaker. The 3-1 from the southpaw. Swung on and missed. Curveball in the dirt. It'll be a full count now. Full count here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runners at the corners. Nobody gone. It's a 3-1 lead, excuse me, for the Wildcats over the River Bluff Gators, but River Bluff trying to strike back. Talking is a privilege, I guess. The payoff on the ground to the right side and foul. Norton fights off an off-speed pitch in the top of the zone to stay in the AB.
down.
The junior coming off a 2-for-3 performance yesterday. Looking to continue his hot streak as now he is 6 for his last 19 with 3 RBIs. He steps back into the left-handed box. It's a full count pitch from Studebaker. Studebaker kicks and deals on the way. Elevated fastball. A walk for Norton will load him up here with nobody gone.
Now batting for the Gators, number 4, Maddox Street.
All right, Matt, let's move him, buddy.
Now the second walk of the game for Studebaker. That will load the bases. Nobody gone for the cleanup, hitting Maddox free. The third baseman singled back in the first inning as well. Now he's looking for an RBI chance. The southpaw fires to the righty. Free pops it into the center field. Cromer will settle under it. This could be deep enough for a sac fly. Alexander tags. The throw is not made. It's a sac fly, and it's now 3-2 in favor of the Wildcats. Free does a job and gets one back. So Free puts it in his center. It's deep enough for a sac fly as Alexander comes home with the first run of the inning, but Gators looking for more. They still have runners at first and second. Now only one gone for Ashley Powell. Powell grounded into a fielder's choice his first go-around. Now the right-hander looking to maybe tie the game up as a runner's at second. First pitch to him, that one's grounded to the shortstop Mobley. This could be 2. On to second to 1. The throw to first is not made, and Coleman holds the ball. He may have gotten scared as Norton was trying to duck out of the way, going to second. No harm, no foul. Another fielder's choice for Powell puts runners at the corners. Now with 2 gone.
2, Trip Hunter.
All right, Trip, do your job, buddy. Do your job, Trip.
Well, it's Trip Hutter now for the second time. The left-handed catcher singled for an RBI back in the first, but after Free was trying to come home, he was gunned down at the plate. And it's one of the reasons this game is only 3-2. Now the catcher will dig in against the left-handed Studebaker. Corners, 2 gone. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Fastball for strike 1.
Do your job, buddy. Do your job.
Well, the Gators are out hitting the Wildcats now 5-1 here in the top of the third. Lexington leads 3-2. Baseball. The 0-1. That one swung and hard hit to the second baseman. Coleman takes in the tough hop and throws it to first to retire the side. Well, the Gators threaten, they get 1, but they can't get any more. It's a 3-2 lead for Lexington as we go to the bottom of the third, right here on Definite Fiction. All right, we are back here at the Forest Acres Classic. Looked like almost an equipment change malfunction for Dom Norton, the first baseman. He was getting his glasses looked out by Coach Bonnet. Sure, he's not the only one having glasses issue. Of course, my lens got shattered earlier this week. Somehow, some way, I'm not really sure how. So that's all right, though. It's only like one of the inner fibers of it, I believe. So it's all right. Well, as the glasses problem averted, and Trip Huddle comes back behind the plate, we're set to begin the bottom of the third. Lexington in front 3-2 now, as after they batted around last inning, they're going to come back up as it's going to be the top of the first batter in the inning. Excuse me, I got to figure out who it is. It's going to be Lincoln Hill again. Apologies, I meant to do that on my screen last year. Usually I'm pretty good at, with my scorecards, with like writing a line where the last batter in the inning came up. I forgot to do that when Cromer grounded out to the second baseman Ortiz to end the inning. So it'll be Lincoln Hill leading off the inning yet again, like he did last inning. He drew a leadoff walk and came around to score one of the 3 runs Lexington was able to put across last inning. Righty on righty, Godwin back to the hill. First pitch is chopped to the left side. The third baseman Free has it. He throws it across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out. Lincoln Hill was retired for the first time today. Now Grant Kistner will come up. Kistner reached on an error back his first go around.
All right, Walker, work on him now. Work on it.
The Erskine commit will dig into the box. Nobody on, 1 gone here in the bottom of the third inning. Godwin fires. Peters calls strike 1 on the outside edge.
Work on him, buddy. Work on him.
And there is action over there in the bullpen for the Gators. It's Peyton Hewitt, the junior, warming up. Lexington has yet to bring anyone up for Studebaker. As that one softly right into the second baseman. The 0-1 line out for Kistner. It's good for out number 2.
The white SUV, High Country, Virginia license plate BEL7EVE. That's Virginia license plate BEL7EVE. It is blocking the access point in the cul-de-sac. Please move this vehicle immediately.
All right, well, we are now up here for the third batter in the inning. It's Alan Hegler, the DH, who singled his first go around. He just hit it where they weren't, pushed one through the right side of the infield last at bat. He steps into the right-handed box with 2 gone and nobody on. First pitch was low, a changeup for ball 1. Now Hegler steps back in against the right-handed Godwin. The 1-0. Fastball up and in, ball 2. The 2-0 from Godwin is swung in, fouled back. It'll be 2-1. Hegler's also had a good classic, now 6 for 12 with 3 RBIs. The DH awaits the 2-1. He puts a weak swing on that and fouls off the inside heater. It'll be 2-2. Looks like he wanted to hold off, but instead went around and barrel hit ball. Miller has arrived here for their championship game against AC Flora. They're starting to warm up far over on our lacrosse field. 2-2. Eater stays wide. Ball 3. Hegler works it full. 3-2, 2 outs. Nobody on, and a 3-2 lead for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the third inning. The payoff. Swung on and missed. Heater through the heart of the zone. That's now Godwin's 3rd strikeout of his outing. A 1-2-3 inning here for the Gators as they'll come up to bat here in the top of the 4th when we come back. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. It's game 15 of 13 of 14. Usually it'd be 15 of 16, but it's not. It's game 13 of 14 here in the Forest Acres Classic, live on Definite Fiction. It's Lexington and River Bluff here in the penultimate game here in the Classic. The left-handed Studebaker comes home. The first pitch is popped to the right side, foul out of play. It's the DH Mac Rains leading off here in the for the Gators in the top of the fourth. Of course, two region foes doing battle this time here at the Forest Acres Classic. They'll do battle all next week in a 3-game set to decide the region. 0-1 the count, nobody on. Righty on lefty as the left-handed Studebaker will wheel and deal. The 0-1 fastball misses a little away. It's ball one. Rains, he flew out in the second inning his first go around. Now he comes up with nobody on, nobody out. 1-1 curveball is called. Strike two in the top half of the zone. It's Rains Ortiz ride to up this inning for the Gators. They trail by one. The 1-2. Called strike three. Heater on the inside edge. Freezes Rains. It's the second strikeout of the game for Studebaker, and there's one away now in the top of the fourth.
Zach Ortiz.
All right, Zach, let's make it go. Let's get it started.
The second baseman Ortiz will come up for the second time in the game. He pops that one foul as it's righty on lefty. The right-hander falls behind, 0-1. Ortiz struck out swinging back in the second inning. He was the other strikeout victim Studebaker has collected here. Oh, and one, the southpaw deals. Fastball upstairs, ball one, excuse me. Again, it's early. That's my excuse. I would have chose to start now. 1-1. Slider stays upstairs again. It's ball two. Ortiz was 0 for 1 yesterday with 2 walks in the win against the Hammond School. He swings through a heater there. It's 2-2. Again, we're in the top of the fourth inning. A 3-2 lead for Lexington. 2-2 the count. One gone here for the 8-hole Zach Ortiz. The left-handed Studebaker fires and speeds a fastball right by him in the top half. Strike three swinging. It's his second strikeout of the day, both for Zach Ortiz and the third strikeout for Studebaker. There's now 2 away. So back-to-back strikeouts here to begin the fourth, and now it looks to be the fourth strikeout for Studebaker. Apologies, I forgot to write one down. As the 9-hole Andrew Rye digs in, he takes a fastball away. It's ball one. Yeah, 2 to Ortiz, 1 to Rains, and 1 to Rye, who struck out looking his first go around. The 1-0. Fastball stays in tight. Ball two. Well, Rye will love to get on because it's Banks Alexander waiting on deck. Alexander doubled to the left center gap last time around and came around to score the run they got last inning. The 2-0. That one's high, hit into the air left side. The left fielder Hill will settle under it, and he'll make the one-hand grab to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down, just like in the second with 2 strikeouts for Studebaker. It's a 3-2 lead for the Wildcats going to the bottom of the fourth, right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here. It's the 20th anniversary of the Forest Acres Classic, live on Definite Fiction. It's the first game and the final day here at the Forest Acres Classic as we get a preview of what will decide the region next week, Lexington and River Bluff, opting to play each other today, and now they'll get 4 straight with each other. Record Godwin returns to the bump. The first pitch is grounded right back up the middle. The right-handed Graham Coleman will stroll into first base as a leadoff single for the Wildcats, their second hit of the morning. Well, Godwin is being stretched to his maximum again. The typical reliever slash closer. Usually only works an inning or 2 at the most. He's now trying to work into his 4th inning of work. The right-hander will come set. He gets Bryce Mobley. Before we do that, though, it's a pick off back at first. Sliding back safely is Coleman. Coleman is now 1 for 1. After he had laid down his sacrifice bunt his first go-around, he stands at first. It's the right-handed shortstop, Bryce Mobley, who grounded out to the pitcher his first time around. He shows bunt and pals it back. It will be 0-1. Yeah, Mobley delivered a swinging bunt, if I remember correctly. A high chopper back to Godwin, who had to make a late throw to first, but it was in time. The 0-1. Slider stays upstairs, ball 1. Snap back to first is not in time. Diving back is Coleman. It'll be 1 in, 1 the count now here against the 9-hole hitting Mobley. The junior on the hill comes home. The right-hander fires. That one's popped to the right side behind the first base bag. Ortiz calling Norton off in foul ground as the second baseman makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting number 15, Toby Soborowski.
It's a nice play from Ortiz. Back behind the first base bag, calling off Norton in foul ground to make the first out of the inning, but now the top of the order is up for the Wildcats. It's Toby Soborowski who digs in for the 3rd time in the game already. He's lined out and walked in his 2 plate appearances thus far. Righty on righty, 1 gone. Godwin fires. Called strike 1. Off speed, touches the outside part of the zone. Pick off back at first. Standing back in is Graham Coleman. Excuse me. Coleman does have a stolen bag so far on the season. May try to move to set the table here for the top of the Wildcat order. The 0-1. Swung on and foul tipped at strike 2. Throw back to first. Not in time. Nice job from Dom Norton to slide in front of it, the first baseman. He had to go down to the knees to make sure the ball didn't skip into right. He successfully does so. It's an 0-2 count. 1 out. Runner on first here in a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th for the Wildcats. Geez, I gotta wake up. The 0-2 from Godwin. Heat high and away. Ball 1 this time. Hutter does not snap back to first, even though he really wanted to. He stepped and almost fired, but Coleman is getting less and less of a secondary lead now against the catcher behind the dish. The 1-2. Off speed, skips in low. It's ball 2.
All right, Walker, that looks good, buddy. Come get him.
2-2 the count, 1 gone. Godwin fires. Fastball upstairs. That'll fill her up here with 1 gone. 3-2, 1 gone. 3-2 lead for Lexington here in the bottom of the 4th inning in a preview of what we will get all of next week. Runner goes. Godwin fires. It's chopped foul. We'll do it 1 more time. Soborowski got ahead of what looked like an off-speed pitch up in the zone and chopped it to the left side. Foul. Soborowski's had a nice tournament here. Now 3 for 11. An RBI to spare. He's drawn 2 walks so far this week here in this first Forest Acres Classic. Runner goes. The payoff is bounced foul yet again. This time more toward the Gator dugout on the left side.
Get him now, Walker.
Coleman, who's done 2 wind sprints, will go back to first. A little more jet lag than the last. So it's Soborowski at the dish, Blight waiting on deck, and Spivey in the hole. Godwin fires, Coleman goes again. That one's rolled slowly to the second baseman. Ortiz tries to throw to second for one. He's not in time. The throw to first is not in time. Ortiz, that's usually a tailor-made double play ball, but with Coleman in motion, he did not get the runner at second. They throw on to first. Umpire says he was late. And now Coach Bonnet will come and talk to the second base umpire. I thought that one was more of a safe call than the one at first. However, they're going to talk about both of them, I'd assume. That was one of those where you're on instinct, kind of flip it over to second for the first of two, but with Coleman in motion, even though it was right at Ortiz, the second baseman up the middle, it was not in time to get Coleman going to second. So it is technically a fielder's choice is how Soborowski will reach. Runners at first and second, now one away for Logan Blight. Righty on righty. Lexington trying to strike yet again. They struck back in the bottom of the second, now have the same part of the order up. The right-hander fires to Blight. It's called strike one, change him on the inside part of the zone. Blight drew a walk his first second go around. He struck out swinging his first. 0 for 1 with a walk. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. The pitch in the dirt gets away from Hutto, but not far enough for either runner to advance. It'll be 0-2. So far, River Bluff only allowing around 3 runs per game. Lexington has 3 runs right now and is looking for more. It's 0-2, runners at first and second. 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. On tap afterwards is the final game here in the Forest Acres Classic, the championship between AC Flora and the Miller School. Of course, we're playing for third right here. It's River Bluff and Lexington. River Bluff losing to AC Flora, Lexington losing to the Miller School. The 0-2, that one's bounced foul to the left side. High chopper. This Lexington team knows how to produce as well. They hit .329 with runners in scoring position. Of course, after Blight, it's the dangerous Christian Spivey, and then the future Gamecock, Brandon Cromer waiting in the hole, who is leaning currently against the sidewall. 0-2, the pitch on the way is popped straight foul towards me. It will get out of play in a hurry, and we'll do an 0-2 yet again. Blight fights another one off. Godwin looking for what would be his 4th punch out of his outing. The 0-2. Swung on and grounded up the middle to Wilkerson at short. Gets the diving Wilkerson in the center. Coming around third and scoring is Grant Coleman. It's an RBI single for Logan Blight. 4-2 lead Wildcats. Blight, who fell behind 0-2, able to fight a couple pitches off and put one in the center field. An RBI single for Blight that scores Coleman from second. And now there's 2 on, 1 gone for Christian Spivey. This will bring out Coach Bonnet to talk to Godwin. That may be all for the reliever, as Blight records his 12th RBI of the season. The typical closer for the Gators has pitched a great game, but now allowed his first earned run of the season. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. So check that as we come back to Falcon Field. That is the second earned run Walker Godwin has allowed today, meaning it's the second earned run on the season. Godwin, who's the typical closer here for the Gators, working now to his 4th inning of work. Again, shows you why pitching is a premium here at the Classic. It's why I've mentioned it so many times this week. It's a days like this where you're trying to win a championship and place in third, and you've got to throw some arms that usually don't go as long as they have been. Godwin being one of those. The right-hander comes home to the dangerous lefty Christian Spivey. He takes a heater away. It's ball 1. Well, Spivey, he's 0 for 1 today. He reached on the air back in the second and walked back in the first. He comes up with 2 on and 1 gone, a 4-2 lead for Lexington here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Godwin fires, the off-speed is foul to the right side. I appreciate first base coach signaling foul this time, unlike the game yesterday with Lexington, where the line fly ball down the left field line was ruled fair, even though he caught it. It was a very annoying moment for the broadcaster, was trying to call the crazy ending of what a great game that was. Well, count is 1 and 1 gone for Spivey. Wind blowing from right to left across the diamond as the 0-1. That's lined right at the first base, but Norton, he gloves it. The foot race back to the bag is made. He doubled him off. Logan Blight had no chance at first, and Godwin gets into the jam, only allowing 1 run. The old 3 unassisted double play to end the inning. It'll be a 4-2 lead for Lexington as we go to the 5th right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here to Falcon Field here at AC Flora High School. It's the 5th inning here against River Bluff and Lexington. It's a region matchup that will determine the series matchup that will return in the region next week. He's getting a preview today, a non-region matchup between Lexington and River Bluff before they play 3 region matchups. There we go. Bryce Studemaker comes back to the hill. First pitch is grounded to the third base side. Blight has it, throws it across the diamond. There's 1 away. While Braden Studemaker, 1 pitch, 1 out. Banks Alexander gets out for the first time today. That's how the 5th is started. Braden Studemaker, of course, he's on the hill now for his 7th start of the season. He has a 4-2 record, currently in line for a win if he can hold these Gators in check. But this is the part of the lineup that's been trouble for him. The Gators have scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third, both with this part of the order up as Walker Godwin comes up and smacks the ball right in the center field. His second hit of the day is a 1-out single. Well, these Gators aren't giving me much of a chance to talk about them. Alexander grounds out in the first pitch, and the first pitch Godwin sees in his 3rd time around is grounded into center. Well, now it's Dominique Norton. The big first baseman made a great glove play at the end of the last inning. A line shot that he caught at first and was able to double Blight off after Blight was getting a nice secondary lead. Unfortunately for him, it was just right at Norton, the line shot from Spivey. Lefty on lefty, 1 away. Foul tipped into the glove. Fastball upstairs for strike 1. Norton has singled and walked so far today. He's come around to score 1 of the 2 Gator runs. Godwin goes, yo, and one. That one's popped to the left side in the shallow left center. Godwin has to run back as the shortstop will go back. It's Mobley in the left center field grass to make the play. There's 2 away.
Now batting number 4, Maddox Free.
It's always fun to see, the hit and run effect, and unfortunately for all the hitters, or I guess now base runners, who are at second, they have to basically sprint back to first. We saw it multiple times yesterday. Walker Godwin, after he huffed and puffed, he's still at first. Now for the cleanup hitting, Maddox Free. Free got an RBI last time with a sacrifice fly. The right-hander is 1 for 1. He's singled back in the first as well. The left-handed Studebaker trying to work through now his 5th inning of work. Top 5, runner at first. Studebaker picked off at first. Godwin, after he got caught leaning, is able to get back safely into first. Again, as I said, to lead off the inning, these teams will play 3 times next weekend. Those will be region matchups. This one is not a region matchup, just for fun. The southpaw fires. The off-speed's up and away. Ball 1. Again, don't go anywhere after this one. It's the championship game of the Forest Acres Classic. AC Flora and Miller will play in hopes to win what will be Miller's 2nd straight Forest Acres Classic and AC Flora's first one since 2018. Godwin goes to 1-0, called ball 2. It was inside, and Soborowski couldn't get it out of the glove. So a successful stolen bag for Godwin, puts a runner in scoring position for Free. It's a 2-0 count with 2 gone. The 2-0. Called strike 1, off speed on the outside edge. Free was one of the people one of the players that actually come up and talked to me during this 4-day affair. Actually was the first one to come up to me, the man on deck, after I was talking about his brother, Thomas Powell, who I can't say enough good things about. Maddox Free was after there, and shout out to Maddox, who watches all the broadcast. The 2-1's grounded to the second baseman, Coleman. He gloves it, the throw is in time, and that will retire the side. A one-out single does not come to pass as he's left stranded at second. It's a 4-2 lead for the Wildcats of Lexington. We come right back here for game 13 of the Forest Acres Classic, whatever. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. We're set to begin the bottom of the 5th inning, and A new pitcher comes on for the Gators. It's Peyton Hewitt working in his second straight day now here at the Classic. He relieves Walker Godwin, who will exit the game and not stay in at second. Or actually, excuse me, he does. He was a late addition, I think, I think he changed with Wilkerson late. So Godwin in that short now for Wilkerson will go off. Hewitt on the bump. The right-hander comes home. Fastball low. Strike one. Seems like, I mean, Wilkerson did go out there at first. Maybe they were trying to figure out if they wanted to put Walker Godwin back in, and he does stay in at short. He's been the everyday shortstop for the Gators. Righty on righty. Cromer grounds that one to the right side. That's his first hit of the day. It'll go into right field, past the shift.
Up next, number 10, Lincoln Hill.
It's only the now fourth hit of the day here for Lexington. They are being out-hit right now by River Bluff. As now, I was going to say Cromer has been struggling lately against the Gators. You know, last year was really more pitching than anything. He's now just 2 for his last 13 against River Bluff. And of course, Cromer having a great season, though. He was hitting 385 coming into the day, so the future Gamecock is not struggling in any sort of the imagination. Well, it's righty on righty as Lincoln Hill digs in for the third time. First pitch is high and away. Ball one. 20-0 the count now. Righty on righty. Well, let's talk about Peyton Hill. He's making his 9th appearance of the season. He boasts a 0.47 ERA over 15 innings pitched. And yesterday he pitched a scoreless inning and 2/3 against the Skyhawks. The 1-0 is lined over the third baseman Free's head. That'll go into left field for a base hit. The speedy Cromer will stroll into third after it could have been a tough play. It's I guess it's a double, not any out double for Lincoln Hill.
Now batting number 5, Grant.
Usually I can say like a 1-out double or something, but nothing to say there. That was just a hard hit ball over the third baseman's head into left field. So the Flo Dar commit gets back on. That's now his 7th double of the season. He breaks a tie with Toby Soborowski for the team lead. There's 2 on, nobody gone here for the middle of the order. It's Grant Kistner up. Kistner 0 for 2, reached on the air back in the second, and he lined out to the second baseman back in the third. Yes, 2 on and nobody gone here for Hewitt. Yeah, again yesterday against the Skyhawks, Hewitt pitched at 1 2/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, gave up 0 earned runs with a strikeout and a walk. That was when Franz joined me on the broadcast. We had a fun time in the River Bluff Hammond game. Righty on righty, first pitch is low in the dirt, ball 1. Nice glove there from Hutto behind the dish. And Cromer on third, Hill on second. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the 5th as Lexington's trying to increase their already 4-2 lead over the Gators. Hewitt comes set, he'll deliver the 1-0. Fastball low and away, ball 2. On deck, the dangerous DH. The freshman is making a name for himself over in Lexington, Alan Hegler. Hewitt gonna have to work through here in the 5th, trying to keep this 2-run lead at a minimum. The 2-0. Fastball missed a little wide. Ball 3.
Where you want it, Blue? Come get it, Peyton.
3-0 count, nobody gone. Runners at second and third here in the bottom of the 5th. It's the Erskine commit, Grant Kistner, trying to increase the already 2-run lead for the Wildcats. The 3-0 is called, strike 1. Fastball in the inner third of the plate. That was around waist high. Kistner kept the bat on his shoulder, though.
All right, now come get it, Peyton. You can do it, buddy.
Falcons are hitting, warming up against the Miller School. Miller School also getting ready for the championship game, which comes on next. It's the final game in the Forest Acres Classic. After a 4-day affair, it all comes down to the next one. But right now, it's a third-place game between Lexington and River Bluff. The 3-1. Fastball wide, ball 4. A 5-pitch walk for Kistner. We'll load him up with nobody gone for Hegler.
Now batting number 32, Alan Hegler.
Bases juiced, nobody gone here in the bottom of the 5th. River Bluff had the same situation in the top of the 3rd. They were able to get one, but that was all. Lexington looking to take advantage of their bases loaded situation and start to increase this lead and potentially put the Gators away right here. It's the freshman with 9 RBIs already. He hits .500 with runners in scoring position, 5 for 10 this season. He's just playing in his 7th game here for the Wildcats this season. Righty on righty, fastball call, strike one on the outside edge.
Come get him now, Peyton. Way to work ahead, P-Dog.
Hear the warm-up music from here. It's like Miller or AC Flora, I'm not really sure which one it is getting ready. The 0-1. Fastball wide, ball one. Must have been a little lower than the last one. They were around the same kind of point of axis, if you will. It's a 1-1 count, nobody out, bases juiced for the 7-hole DH, Alan Hegler. Norton, the first baseman, in on the infield grass. The 1-1. Swung on and missed, blew a heater by him. It's nothing, it's 1-2.
Come get him now, Peyton.
After Hegler, it's Coleman and then Mobley in the hole. Wildcats trying to capitalize here on a golden opportunity against their region opponent, the River Bluff Gators. The 1-2. Swung on and foul. Hegler fights off a fastball low. It'll be 1-2 yet again here for Hegler. Hegler has struck out 3 times this season. He doesn't do it often. One of the top freshman prospects in this class is trying to produce here for the Wildcats. His first game against what he'll get to know and know very well, the River Bluff Gators. The 1-2. Off speed, swung on and missed. Curveball low in the zone. It's good for out number 1 and the big strikeout for Hewitt.
Now batting number 6, Graham Coleman.
Well, the strikeout gets out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th, but you aren't out of trouble yet. It's one of the top shortstops in the sophomore class, Grant Coleman up. Righty on, righty, 1 away. Middle infield playing double play depth. Corners on their respective bags here. Hewitt trying to work out of danger yet again. Well, not yet again, but continue to work out of danger. The curveball called, strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. This would be impressive. Try to get out of a bases loaded jam, of course. Still, you got a couple more pitches to go, but so far, Hewitt looking stone cold. The 0-1. Curveball this time, it's a little wide. It's ball 1. Coleman so far today is 1 for 1. He singled back in the 4th where he came around and scored, and has laid down a sacrifice bunt. That was all the way back in the 2nd. The 1-1. That one's driven in the deep center field. Rye going back towards the wall. He looks up and it's off the wall. Rye falls down. It's going to score at least 2, maybe 3. Going into 3rd is Coleman. He has a bases clearing triple as the runner from first, Kistner, comes all the way around to score. It was hit so high and deep, it hit off the wall. All the runners had to hold, so I was calling Coleman going into 3rd, and Kistner really was barely around 3rd.
Now batting number 9,
A
Bryson
bases
Farley.
clearing triple brings the hammer down here for the Wildcats in the bottom of the 5th. It's now a 7-2 lead. The infield will come in for the Gators now with the 9-hole Bryce Mobley up. 7-2 lead as it's been the bottom of the order here, striking for Lexington. Mobley shows Bunny, puts it down to the right side, suicide squeeze. No play at first, or no play at home, excuse me. Hewitt goes to first. The sacrifice bunt for an out is good to score a run. It's now 8-2.
Now batting number 15, Toby Soborowski.
So Cromer, Hill, Kistner all come in and score. Coleman scores on the sacrifice bunt. A 4-run bottom of the 5th has given Lexington now an 8-2 lead here against River Bluff. Ready on, ready, top of the order back up. Toby Soborowski will dig in with nobody on and 2 outs. He takes a fastball on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Well, God was able to limit the damage, but Hewitt has now a crooked 4 on his score sheet in the earned runs category. The 0-1 is called. Strike 2 on the outside edge, a fastball. The 0-2. High heater misses. Ball 1. Soborowski now the 7th man up in the inning. The 8th man, Logan Blate's on deck. The 1-2. Curveball misses wide. Ball 2. Soborowski has reached base twice. He's walked and grounded into a fielder's choice where he reached back in the 4th. He's also lined out. Two's on the way. Curveball upstairs. It's ball 3. So a 3-2 count. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Lexington's already pushed 4 runs across. As now Soborowski trying to continue a strong inning and get the heart of the order up. The payoff from Hewitt. Fastball is popped into the right side behind the first base bag. Long run for all parties, and no one will catch up to it as it reaches in foul territory. It was Powell, the right fielder, Ortiz, the second baseman, and Norton all converging in foul territory on the right side, and it drops helplessly to the grass in foul territory, so we'll do it one more time. The USC Aiken commit catching Toby Soborowski. There's a 3-2 count with 2 gone. He's the 7th man in the order after a bases clearing triple and suicide squeeze from the bottom of the order, Coleman and Mobley. It's a now 8-2 lead for the Wildcats here against the River Bluff Gators. The payoff one more time is shot foul the other way, and we'll do it one more time. River Bluff with a solid 2.26 ERA this season as a team have allowed now 6 earned runs and 8 to come across for Lexington in their first of 4 matchups. Of course, this one doesn't mean as much as the next 3, though. The payoff. Fastball wide. Soborowski will flip the bat immediately and head to first. It's a 2-out walk.
Now batting number 12, Logan Blight.
So Logan Blight will be the 8th man up in the inning. Blight had an RBI single his last time up. He's also struck out and walked so far today. Courtesy runner for the catcher. Jones Bell will step back in at first for Soborowski. Hewitt trying to get out of danger yet again. Ready on, ready, 2 away. Now to the 2-hole, Logan Blight. Hewitt fires. The first pitch is popped into the air on the right side. The right fielder, Ashley Powell, will come in, and he'll make the one-handed grab to end the inning. However, the Lexington Wildcats strike 4 runs off of 8 batters. An RBI triple for Graham Coleman. And it's a 8-2 lead here for Lexington going to the 6th. Let's take it. I've done that today. A little late on the comeback. We enter the top of the sixth. It's a now 6-run lead for Lexington. Ashley Powell leading it off against Braden Studebaker. Man, I hate asthma. The 0-1. Skips in, it's ball one.
Get him now, Ashley. Come get him, buddy. Make it count. Make it count.
The 1-1 from the southpaw. That one's grounded over to the shortstop. Fielding it on the hop is Mobley. The quick throw to first is in time. There's one away. After reaching on back-to-back fielders' choices, Ashley Powell will retreat to the dugout for the first time today. As now the 6-hole Trip Hutto will come in. The lefty gets in, trailing by 6 with one gone here for the Gators in the top of the 6th. Studebaker, who's given up 2 earned runs, will wheel and deal. The first pitch swung on in, just foul tip back. Curveball, it's 0-1. Studebaker has been solid. He's now retired 7 of his last 8 batters, or 8 of the last 9, excuse me. The 0-1. Southpaw misses inside with the heater. It's 1-1. So far, Hutto has an RBI single and a ground out back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Studebaker fires the off-speed called. Strike 2 in the top of the zone. The 1-2. That one popped foul to the left side, and we'll do it again. Well, Studebaker, he was used more of as a closer last year for these Wildcats. He had 2 saves in the playoffs, including, I believe, the save, or no, he got the win, excuse me, in the championship game of the second one against Ashley Ridge. The 1-2 stays wide, the off-speed. It's now 2-2. Yeah, you got to imagine that's probably one of his proudest moments as a junior in high school, getting the win in the deciding game of the state championship series last season. The 2-2. That one's hard on the ground to the second baseman. Nice job to Coleman to glove it. He'll throw it to first, and there's 2 away. It was a slow start for this Lexington team, but they come in scorching hot. Winners of 7 of their last 10 after they had their 6-game winning streak snapped yesterday against potentially one of the best teams they're going to see all season. A lot of praise from both sides as talking to the Lexington coaches and hearing the Miller coaches talk. Both teams are like, wow, it's one of the best teams they're going to play all season. AC Flora gets their crack at them next. First pitch to the right-handed Mac Raines is wide, a fastball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Called ball 2, stays in tight. Of course, you know, the Miller X account was making sure to mention that Lexington was the defending 5A state champions. Both teams a lot of respect for each other after a duel yesterday that came down to the last batter. The 2-2. Fastball low, ball 3. Mac Raines up for the 3rd time. He's looking for his first time on the base paths. He's flown out and struck out looking thus far here this morning. The 3-0. Called strike 1. Change up on the inside 3rd. Nice pitch from Studebaker. The 3-1. The southpaw deals. That ball is lined in the right field, and that will drop for a base knock. Raines gets now the 7th hit for the Gators this morning. It's a 2-out single for him, and Zach Ortiz will try to continue a 2-out rally here as now the Gators are in comeback mode. If I could talk, that'd be amazing. It's early. That's I told someone I made my bathroom run that I've already doubled my caffeine intake for the morning I usually have just because of how early we are here and how long my days have been. The first pitch from Ortiz is lined in the center field. That's a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Gators here with 2 on. Gives the 9-hole Andrew Rye a chance to get back some of these runs. Ortiz, after striking out twice today, changes all of that real quick with a single. Now it's the 9-hole, Andrew Rye. This will bring out Coach Faulkner to talk to Braden Studebaker, who had retired 9 of his last 10 batters before these last 2 singles. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. Well, Studebaker was rolling here for the Wildcats as this game was starting to wind down, but all of a sudden, back-to-back 2-out singles gives the Gators a threat here in the 6th. First pitch to the 9-hole, Andrew Rye, is a fastball inside, lefty on righty for ball 1. Rye 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout, but so has been the bottom of the order, and they've now hit singles. The 1-0 is spiked into the ground. Nice play from Soborowski behind the dish. He keeps it in front of him as the USC Aiken commit catcher, trying to keep both runners at bay, as all of a sudden the Gators, with one swing of the bat, could really get themselves back into it. The top of the order looms on deck. The 2-0. Off speed upstairs, ball 3. And as already mentioned about 10 times in this tournament, considering he's had chances to do it, Banks Alexander, who waits on deck, already has a grand slam this season. It was a walk-off grand slam against Irmo. Studebaker fires a 3-0. Fastball right down Broadway, strike 1. That is right, that is pretty incredible. 102 pitches for Studebaker. Not keeping track here. The 3-1, called strike 2, called to the inside third. And after falling behind 3-0, Studebaker puts 2 in the zone. Now it's 3-2, 2 gone, runners at first and second. Ball trickles away, looks like it's a dead ball, as that one was not supposed to be on the field of play. May not even been a ball. Maybe one of those weighted balls. I don't know how that one got on the field. Oh, it's a wiffle ball. I did play that back in my day. Tore up my knee pretty well. I was trying to slip on a double. Runners go, the payoff. High ball 4. After 2 straight strikes, Studebaker loses the 9-hole Rye, and now it's Banks Alexander. Well, here comes Coach Faulkner again. That may be all for Studebaker. He was rolling here in this one. Again, and then all of a sudden, back-to-back 2-out singles and a 2-out walk has loaded the bases up for the Gators. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction for a pitching change. Well, here we go. Bases juiced, 2 away. Top 6. Lexington, who put 4 across in the bottom half of the 5th, now in danger of having River Bluff strike right back. It's the leadoff left fielder, Banks Alexander, up for the 4th time today. Alexander 1 for 2 with a ground out. However, he has a double so far today. And with the bases juiced, he's hit a walk-off grand slam this year. It's the senior Owen Watts who will deal to him. The first pitch is elevated heater, ball 1. Watts is making his 2nd appearance here in the Forest Acres Classic. He pitched a scoreless inning back in game 1. The 1-0. Strike 1 called on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Watts, the Flora commit. Pitch last year, the 1-1. That one missed away, ball 2. The senior in that 1 inning gave up 0 hits, 0 earned runs, struck out 2 and walked 1. Righty on righty, 2-1 count to Alexander. The pitch on the way, called strike 2, fastball on the outside edge. So Borowski from behind the dish trying to fire his right-hander up. 2-2 count, 2 gone, bases juiced. Big time moment for the Gators, who are trying to get back into this one as they trail 8-2 here in the top of the 6th. Watch. Will wheel and deal, the payoff. That one's just fouled off. Alexander stays alive. A nice breaking ball that was low and dipped out of the zone. Alexander taps it foul.
Make it count, buddy. Make it count.
Alexander already with 18 RBIs so far this season. Now 7 doubles. Has only struck out 5 times. The 2-2 count against him. Watts trying to work out of trouble. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Off speed on the outside edge. Gets Alexander swinging. Watts inherits the bases loaded jam and gets a massive final out in the 6th to keep him loaded. It's an 8-2 lead for Lexington. We come back. Well, we're not going to go quite there yet anywhere, so I'm going to have to turn the music down after I turned it up last commercial break. We're going to talk about our sponsors here one more time as this penultimate game of the Forest Acres Classic starts winding down. First and foremost, of course, the Richland 215 baseball team. They're a local Legion team that operates here in the States and the Midlands. The Richland 215 is a team committed to building not just better players, but better character. People that are now playing D1 level of college. Phillips Daniels, Xander Buchanan are both sitting there calling Coach Dorsey saying they love that they play Legion. Legion has the most competitive in the state, one of the best summer programs you could go to. And of course, it's free, nothing better than that. For River Bluff and Lexington, you both qualify for the Lexington side, or I guess you fall into the Lexington Post 7 area. So hit that QR code today, select Lexington Post 7 on that drop down, and go sign up to play Legion today. You'll be playing against our home 215ers, as well as a lot of teams across the state with a lot of all-star teams in the high school level. If you go from there, it's of course the other company that the skipper of the 215 owns, is the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. The Big Red Box Dumpster Company is an all-inclusive dumpster company that they'll give you a dumpster, you fill it up and they'll take it away for you. It's so simple and easy. Go to www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com or call 803-783-6834 to learn how you can book your dumpster today. We'll be right back here as Hewitt's warming up for maybe potentially the final time here in the Classic. Unless the Gators can strike back in the top half. Well, no going away as Hutter throws it down. Right on cue, eh? All right, so the bottom of the 6th we go. It was a bases loaded jam that Owen Watts inherited and then got out of with a big swing and a miss from Banks Alexander. Now Lexington has the heart of the order up. It's 3, 4, and 5 due up here. Peyton Hewitt back to the hill. Came on last inning in relief of Walker Godwin and gave up an RBI triple that gave Lexington the 8-2 lead. First pitch to Spivey is off speed and low, ball 1. Spivey has been quiet today. A walk, reached on the air, and lined into the 3 unassisted double play. The lefty digs in, the right-hander comes home, the 1-0. That one's lifted in the left center field. Andrew Rye's got a read. He'll range back and make the one-handed grab. There's one away now as Spivey goes down for now the 3rd straight time. Well, straight's a loose term. He does not get a hit for now the 3rd straight time. 4 straight times you're counting along at home. It's out number 1 here for the Gamecock commit, Brandon Cromer. Cromer has been stroking as of late. The Carolina commit has a hit already today as he watches strike one catch the outside part of the plate, righty on righty. It's been a great tournament for Cromer, who's now 6 for 12 this tournament with a homer to boot. That came back in game 2. The 0-1. What a curveball call, strike 2. That one went from the inside part of the plate to the far side of the plate and even froze Cromer. The right-hander winds and deals. The 0-2 is shot to the right side and foul. It'll go out of play and keep it at a 0-2 count. Again, this is a non-region matchup. I cannot stress that enough for everyone listening at home. These two teams will play 3 region matchups for the region next week, so we're getting a preview of that right here on Definite Fiction. The 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Cromer lays off. It'll be 1-2. Cromer has struck out twice in this tournament, one earlier today. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout, ground out, and a single where he came around and scored back in the 5th. The 1-2. Slider stays wide, ball 2. Of course, after this, don't go anywhere. It's AC, Flora, and Miller for the Forest Acres Classic Championship. The 2-2 from Hewitt is chopped foul. Cromer able to fight that one off and stay alive. Another good curveball that Cromer can only place foul. After Cromer, it's Lincoln Hill waits on deck. If it gets that far, Grant Kistner in the hole. Two-two. That one slowly tapped back to the mound. Hewitt has to come off and field it. The throw to first is just in time to get the speedster. There's 2 away. It's not an easy play. That one didn't have as many legs as I thought it did. A little farther to the left than initially, I guess, I thought. So it gave Cromer a better chance to get the first than, again, I initially thought it was going to happen, but Hewitt makes a nice play, was able to gun down Cromer. For out number 2, and now Lincoln Hill back up for the 4th time. He's reached base twice today with a single and a walk. He's also grounded out. The right-hander watches the curveball paint the outside part of the zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Curveball, that one's lifted high and deep out to left field, excuse me. It's ranging into foul territory and will run out of play. Alexander loses the sunglasses and the hat trying to chase it. I keep wanting to say left center. It's not left center, that was just deep left. Seems like Hill just got under one. The Flodar commits put together a good tournament here at the Dish. So far, it feels like he's now 4 for 10, excuse me. Came in hitting .259, so the senior's got to be happy with a strong showing here at Falcon Field. Sun's starting to come up into high noon. It's an 0-2 count with 2 gone. Bottom of the 6th here in game number 13 of the Forest Acres Classic as the 0-2 heater stays upstairs. It's ball 1. It's game 13 of 14 as Lexington and River Bluff playing for 3rd place here after coming up 2nd in their sides of the bracket. The 1-2. Fastball misses wide, ball 2. Infield is shifted to the left for River Bluff. Everyone playing on the left-hand side now against the right-handed Lincoln Hill. 2's on the way. That one's grounded right up the middle, off the glove of Hewitt, but it should go to the glove of Ortiz. The second baseman throws across the dime, but he can't make it. It's wide to the first baseman, Norton. Now trying to go to second is Hill. A good throw will get him. Well, Godwin, does he get the tag? Yes, he does. He bobbled it, but collected. An error. Trying to stretch it to 2 is Hill. A little over-aggressive. His gun down at second, and that will end the bottom of the 6th. Well, River Bluff needs to have a vigorous comeback in the 7th if they want to get back into this one. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. We are back here live on Definite Fiction for the top of the 7th and what could be the last half inning for both of these teams in our 2025 rendition of the Forest Acres Classic. Lexington has us 8-2 lead as Owen Watts will try to finish it off here for the Wildcats. First pitch swinging a foul for Walker Godwin, and we are underway here in the top of the 7th. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up after Owen Watts came in with the bases loaded last inning and got a big swing and a miss to end the threat. It's an 0-1 from the righty. He gets a swing and a miss on a changeup on the inside part of the plate. It's 0-2. Well, Lexington trying to move to 13 wins on the season. River Bluff would be in danger of losing game number 5 on their year as the 0-2 is tapped foul to the left side. It'll be 0-2 yet again. River Bluff will drop now to 4-4 in April. Or, excuse me, I think 5-4, if I'm doing my math. I don't think I updated that correctly. After a strong March, they're looking to get back on track, but they'll see a lot of the team in yellow next week. Yo, and one's fouled straight back, and this time it'll stay in the field of play, unlike yesterday where it bounced over the field of play, over the net out of play. It'll be 0-2 here to Godwin, who is trying to look for his 3rd hit of the day. Back-to-back singles for him and a fly out. The 0-2. That one on the ground to the left side. Mobley fields it in the hole. The shortstop throws it across the diamond, but way offline. Spivey has to come in and field it to keep it from going away. That was now a 3rd single for Walker Godwin, who's had a great day at the dish. Now Dom Norton up for the 4th time today. He's walked, singled, and popped out so far in his 3 plate appearances. The junior, who has a homer and 13 RBIs, will look to try to get them back in the game with one swing of the bat. It's a 6-run lead for the Wildcats. The right-handed Watts fires the off-speed. Stays outside against the southpaw. It's 1-0. Miller is warming up there, watching the end of this game as they're getting ready for their own, trying to take their 2nd straight Forest Acres Classic. Of course, AC Flora stands in their way of doing so. The 1-0. Fastball elevated, ball 2. If you want to do a quick Google search when you got the last hour, go watch the final couple innings of that game last year between AC, Flora, and Miller. It'll make you ready for the one that's about to take place in an hour. The 2-0. Fastball upstairs, ball 3. It's a 3-0 count to Norton now with a runner on first. Still nobody gone here in the top of the 7th. It's the heart of this Gator order as it's Norton at the dish, Free on deck, and Powell in the hole. The 3-0. Called strike 1, fastball on the outside edge. Norton knew it.
Wow, Blue.
3-1. Pitch low, ball 4. Norton works a 5-pitch walk, and that puts runners at 1st and 2nd with nobody out now for Maddox Free.
Now batting number 4, Maddox Free.
Free had a single in the 1st, sacrifice fly for an RBI in the 3rd, and a ground out in the 5th. Now the cleanup hitting 3rd baseman comes on with 2 on and nobody gone. After a hit and walk to lead off the inning, Owen Watts has one of each, a hit, walk, and a strikeout so far today. There'll be a courtesy runner going in over at 1st. It'll be Caleb Renwick replacing Dom Norton. Pitch runner will be in order considering Dom Norton is the 1st baseman and not a pitcher or a catcher. So Renwick at 1st, righty on righty, nobody gone for Maddox Free. The 1st pitch, fastball low, ball 1. Free has been raking at the dish so far this year. Came in today hitting .350 with 10 RBIs, 5 doubles. The USC Sumter commit trying to get the Gators right back into this one. The 1-0 skips past Soborowski, goes all the way to the backstop. Godwin scampers over to 3rd. Renwick goes to 2nd. We've seen a game like this earlier this week. It was actually yesterday. Cardinal Newman and Lugoff. It was an 8-2 lead for the Demons of Lugoff Elgin before Cardinal Newman plated 3 in the final inning, bringing the tying runs to the plate, maybe even 4 if my memory serves correct. I think it was actually 4. They brought the tying runs to the plate, but eventually would be out. The 2-0 is a fastball up around the eyes, and Soborowski violently telling his pitcher, calm down, you'll be all right. Just throw some strikes and let your defense play behind you. A very talented defense in the Wildcats of Lexington are on the field. The 3-0 from Watts. Fastball wide, ball 4. Free works the walk, and now the bases are juiced with nobody out for Ashley Powell. This is the 3rd time today Bluff has loaded the bases. Second time it happened with nobody out. So far through those 2 times, they've only produced 1 run. That was on the sacrifice fly by Maddox Free. Powell came up earlier in this situation. He grounded into a fielder's choice. First pitch is right down Broadway, a fastball, strike 1, and Soborowski now getting his pitcher fired up, saying do that yet again and yet again. The 0-1. Fastball is fouled back. It's quickly 0-2 now against the 5-hole Ashley Powell. Powell 0 for 3. He's reached first base twice off some fielder's choices. He's also grounded out to the shortstop. That was back an inning ago. The 0-2. That breaking ball is chopped to the left side. Blake, the third baseman, has it, throws it across the diamond to first. There's 1 away, but a run does score, an RBI ground out as Walker Godwin comes home with a 3rd Gator run.
Up next, number 2, Trip Hutto.
It's not an easy play for the third baseman, Blake. He cut off Mobley, able to make the throw. He does get Powell at first, as now there's runners at for second and third. With only 1 out now, it's Trip Hutto, the catcher. Hutto looking for his 2nd hit of the day. He already has an RBI single. The left-hander digs in against the right-handed Watts. The first pitch, that one's fouled straight back. It's 0-1. The 0-1 from Watts. Off speed away, ball 1. Watts is working his 2nd day of the Forest Acres Classic. First day was a success. 2nd day he's trying to get out of jam now. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Change up in the dirt. It's 1-2. Again, Lexington in Rubble will play 3 more times, all of those being next week in a series that will decide their region. 1-2. That one's slowly chopped to the right side. It's currently in fair territory, but Spivey will let it trickle foul, the first baseman. Last year, Lexington took 2 out of 3 from the Gators en route to a 4th time state championship win. They're currently the defending 5A state champions. Looking to repeat after they've been hot as of late. River Bluff, who started hot, looking to continue that hot streak towards the playoffs, which start in just a couple weeks. The 1-2, that one's lined into left field the other way. Lincoln Hill coming on. He's got a read, makes the one-handed grab for out 2. He slips and falls, so there's no throw. As Renwick comes home, looked like he lost his footing out there on the wet outfield grass. So a sac fly for Hutto, his 2nd RBI of the day. Puts the 2nd run across in the inning. However, the Gators are now down to their last out in this one as Mac Raines will try to keep it going. Raines is 1 for 3. He's singled back in the 6th. He's also struck out and flown out. Righty on, righty 2 away. First pitch called, strike 1, low in the zone. Raines did drive in a homer yesterday, his 1st of the year. Watts will deal home the 0-1. That one's chopped slowly to the left side in foul ground. Now the Gators are down to their final strike in this one against the Wildcats. Force Coach Bonnet and Coach Hucks watch on, 2 of the most storied coaches in this state, the defending 5A state champions and the 5A state champions of 2 years ago, doing battle right here. The 0-2. That one's poked to the right side. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it hooks down the line and goes foul. Raines almost with a great piece of hitting, but a poked a ball down the line in the right field line instead. Hooks foul towards the end, and it's still 0-2 now for the DH. Flora and Miller watch on as they set to play in just under an hour. It's an 0-2 count, 2 gone. Watts trying to finish off the job. The pitch. Fastball wide, not there. It's 1-2.
Battle 6, everything close. Here we go.
The Flodar committed senior looking to give Lexington their first win of the Gators. Again, well, first win of the season against the Gators. Of course, this is game 1. The 1-2. That one is popped foul to the right side as Raines continues to battle. Stay 1-2. Raines now 3 of his last 9 with 2 RBIs. Digs into the 1-2 count, 2 gone. Watts deals the pitch. Swung on in the high hit ball. This will go into foul grounds on the left side. Trying to run it down. Although where is Hill? And he just missed it. Looked very similar to the play yesterday at the end of the ball game between Lexington and Miller. However, Gray just had room on the left side to keep the game, well, to end the game. This time Hill does not have room, and it'll stay a 1-2 count. I still am not happy with the umpire about that one. Jeff was even agreeing with me. The umpire signals fair as he caught it, which I was like, okay. I would like to know if he was out, but I'll take it. Wrong call, but I apologize for everyone at home who had to listen to it. The 1-2. Fastball that's fouled back yet again. An elevated heater up around the letters, Rain fought off, and now it's still 1-2. Watts just can't get Mac Raines out. The DH trying to prolong this game as long as possible and get a pitch hitter up. That's Sam Turner, who waits on deck. He'd be hitting for Zach Ortiz. The 1-2. Breaking ball is hammered down the left field line and fouled again. Now Soborowski will come and talk to Watts. Maybe a suggestion on what to throw. Seemed like it was just 1 or 2 words maybe exchanged. Soborowski may have saw something behind the dish. He'll head back, and now it's 1-2, 2 gone. 8-4 lead for the Wildcats here in the top of the 7th. Trying to finish it out is Watts on the hill. The right-hander fires the pitch. Swung on and missed. No, fouled back. Looked like he swung wildly at a pitch in the dirt. Instead, Raines fouled it off to stay alive yet again. Well, Soborowski almost got exactly what he wanted. The pitch looked good, and just Raines must have barely got a piece of it. The 1-2 yet again. That one's lined in the right field. Coming on is Kistner. He's got to read. No, he drops in front of him. Raines will keep the game alive. Kistner slowed up just at the end and let it drop. What a at-bat from Mac Raines. His second single of the day. We'll bring Sam Turner up now for the first time. What a battle, Watts and Raines. Now it's Sam Turner. He'll hit for Zach Ortiz. Turner can get on. He'd bring the tying up to the plate, which is currently Andrew Rye. Turner, the junior, yesterday went 0 for 1 when he pitch hit. Sitting .214 on the season, 3 RBIs. He'll dig into the left-handed box against the right-handed Owen Watts, who is trying to continue to stay out of trouble. Runners at the corners, 2 gone. 4-run lead for the Wildcats. First pitch on the way. Fastball low in the zone for strike 1. Well, after a great at-bat from Mac Raines, he extends the game with a bloop single in front of the right fielder Kistner. Now it's on Sam Turner to keep this game going. The 0-1. Fastball missed low, ball 2. Ball 1, excuse me. 1-1 the count. Pitch I think was a tad bit lower than the last one, not by much though. The 1-1. That one's fouled off to the left side out of play, and for the second straight at bat, River Bluff down to their final strike in this one. This is where it stayed for a while though before Mac Raines eventually singled on a 1-2 count. We'll see if Sam Turner can do the same right here. Lexington trying to take game 1 of 4 between these Gators and the Wildcats. The 1-2 on the way. Off speed away, good eye from Turner. It's 2-2.
Make it close with you, buddy. on to you, buddy.
Again, next game, first pitch in around 45 minutes between AC Flora and the Miller School. That will be on Definite Fiction right after this one. The 2-2. Fastball up in the zone is fouled back by Turner, and deja vu a bit. It's 2-2 with a foul. It's Free at third, Rains at first. After an RBI ground and a sac fly, the Gators are down to their final out and their final strike over Sam Turner trying to keep this game going. Lexington holds a 4-run lead here. The 2-2. Strike three right down Broadway. Turner knew it, and that will do it. Watts gets his second punch out of his outing, and he will finish off the Gators here. It's a final of 8-4 between River Bluff and Lexington. That was non-region though, so these teams will do battle for real next week. That will determine the region and some great playoff seeding. Well, that'll do it here from me. Want to have a special shout out to the River Bluff and Lexington fans. Y'all have been a great visitors this season. Of course, River Bluff knowing this tournament very well. Lexington, your first time in over a decade. It's been a pleasure to have you all here. We appreciate everything y'all have done and some great baseball for me to call. So long, good luck in y'all's series next week, as I will see y'all potentially next year and for the future. Have a great day, and again, AC Flora Miller coming up in about 45.